시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 월간특집 주한대사에게 듣는다 진행을 맡은 고승일입니다. 오늘은 지난 11월 치러진 미국 대선 결과에 대한 분석과 이에 따른 한미 동맹 관계의 미래, 한반도 안보 지형의 변화 가능성 등을 진단하는 시간을 마련했습니다. 스튜디오에는 우리 국민에게 친숙한 마크 리퍼트 주한 미국 대사가 나오셨습니다. 안녕하세요.
네,
반갑습니다.
안녕하십니까? 네, 반갑습니다.
건강하게 잘 지내시죠?
네, 아주 건강해요. 감사합니다.
예.
네.
먼저 가벼운 질문부터 드리고자 하는데요. 얼마 전 따님을 얻으셨다고 들었습니다. 늦었지만 축하드리고요. 제가 자세한 조사는 하지 않았지만 우리나라에 부임하셔서 자녀를 출산한 대사는 아마 리퍼트 대사님이 유일하신 것 같습니다. 게다가 이제 따님한테 이제 그 이름까지 한국 이름을 지어주셨는데요. 그 이름에 얽힌 사연하고 의미가 뭔지 좀 소개해 주시겠습니까?
네. You're right. We have had both of our children here in Korea, and it's very special. And because it's very special, we wanted that special part of their history to be captured in their names. And that's precisely why we went out, used the Saju process. And with our daughter, her name is Sehi. Se in meaning clean, 깨끗해요, and he from 희명, meaning hope. So to live a clean life with hope, and we think that's a very special part of her history, and it's something she'll always carry with her.
네, 사주를 통해서 지으셨다는 거 보니까 한국 문화에 대한 조예가 깊으신 것 같습니다. 근데 사실 작년에 왜 피습 사건이 있지 않았습니까? 그런 경우는 보더라도 일반인 같은 경우에는 한국이나 또는 한국민에 대한 어떤 배신감? 뭐 이런 것도 작용했을 법한데요. 그런 사건을 겪고도 자녀에게 한국 이름을 지을 정도로 한국 사랑을 실천했다고 생각됩니다. 그게 어떻게 가능했는지 좀 설명해 주시죠.
Obviously, it was a terrible moment, but let's just remember how the response was. It's not whether or not something bad is going to happen to you. It's life. Bad things happen. It's how you respond. And the response by the Koreans was fantastic. Several Koreans helped subdue the attacker. My Korean bodyguard helped get me out of the building. A Korean reporter ran into the middle of the street to flag down a police car. The police drove me to the hospital, and Korean doctors, working with American counterparts, worked to make me healthy and safe today. So, look, it's not, again, the incident itself, it's the response, and the response of all the professionals, as well as the support of the Korean and the American people, is something that really made us feel Korea as an even more special and unique place.
이제 본격적으로 대사님의 영역인 외교, 정무적인 문제를 좀 여쭙고자 하는데요. 올 한 해 일어난 일들 중에서 반전 드라마라고 꼽을 수 있을 것이 영국의 그 브렉시트, 또 하반기에는 트럼프의 당선, 이 두 가지를 꼽을 수 있을 것 같습니다. 근데 제가 궁금한 거고 또 한국 사람들 많이 궁금해하는데 오바마 대통령이 지금 높은 지지율을 얻고 있는데 거기에 상당히 반대되는 의견을 또 공약을 제시한 트럼프가 당선된 거는 도대체 어떻게 해석할 수 있는지 좀 궁금하거든요. 그러니까 미국 사람의 마음에는 두 가지의 마음이 있는 것인가 이런 궁금증이 좀 있습니다. 어떻게 좀 답변해 주시겠습니까?
And I wouldn't speculate as to why or why not the outcome got to the way it was. That's for political scientists, for historians, and political analysts to discern. But what the president has been focused on has been finishing out his term strong. That's what I'm focused on here as well. And to make sure that there's a seamless transition between administrations. So Mr. Trump, President-elect Trump, is ready to hit the ground running and to ensure that the United States remains strong, peaceful, and prosperous well into the 21st century.
지금 트럼프의 내각 구성을 보거나 아니면은 이제 그동안에 당선인으로 했던 말을 보면 오바마 케어랄지 또 핵 없는 세상 이런 오바마 대통령이 주로 중심적으로 추진했던 과제들로부터 결별하려는 그런 수순인 것 같다는 느낌을 받고 있는데요. 앞으로 4년 동안 펼쳐질 트럼프 체제 하에 미국은 어떻게 상상해 볼 수 있을까요?
We'll have to wait and see what the Trump administration does with respect to certain policies. But what I would say is that America is very strong at the moment. We have the world's largest energy supply. We are very strong in our demographic situation. Our democratic institutions are the best in the world. So I'm very confident about the foundation of America moving forward. In addition, we have strong companies, really low unemployment. And again, I'm optimistic about the future based on those structural components of American society that Mr. Trump will inherit going forward.
네. 뭐 약간의 연장선상에 있는 질문일 수도 있을 텐데요. 이제 한미 관계를 좀 여쭤보고 싶은데요. 한국 사람들은 늘 미국의 정권이 교체될 때마다 민주당이냐 공화당으로냐 이 권력이 어느 쪽으로 추가 움직일 거냐에 따라서 민감한 반응을 좀 보이는 것 같은데요. 이번에는 이제 공화당으로 정권이 옮겨갔고, 그리고 이제 당선인이 박근혜 대통령과 전화 통화를 하면서 한미 동맹에는 변함이 없을 것이라는 언급은 했지만, 또 다른 사람들은 과연 그럴까 하는 의구심도 좀 갖고 있는 것 같습니다. 그 부분에 대한 좀 언급을 좀 해주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Well, what I would say is 3 or 4 things. First, as you mentioned, the relationship is in very good shape. Second, there are lots of opportunities for cooperation going forward in new fields like cyber and space, but as well as traditional areas like security and the economy, right? And finally, what I would say is that, we do have, there is strong democratic support for the relationship. The alliance is popular on both sides of the Pacific. So that puts us in a very good position. But look, there are structural mechanisms in place in the alliance that have been built up over time to, I think, promote change and manage differences, right? The alliance will change because over the past 60 years, the alliance looks very different from what it is today. And you want the alliance to be dynamic and moving forward, right? You don't want it to be the way it was in the 50s, right? You want it to be an alliance that is up to date for the 21st century. So I think the question is, what type of change and how will that change be managed? But again, we have a strong foundation, popular support, and strong mechanisms to manage and to point us in the right direction as an alliance, as two countries going forward.
예, 조금 제가 생각하기에도 한미 관계의 큰 두 축은 안보하고 외교, 안보랑 경제라고 생각합니다. 근데 안보 문제에 있어서 요즘 제일 핫한 주제가 사드의 배치 문제인데요. 중국이 북한에 영향력을 줄 수 있는 강력한 국가라는 점에서 중국의 반발을 무릅쓰고 한국과 미국이 사드 배치를 하는 거는 미국의 전략적 이해에 부합하는 겁니까? 아닙니까?
Well, look, first of all, what I would say, it's a sovereign decision for the Republic of Korea made in consultation with the alliance, right? And that's a decision we made together through close coordination and consultations. The second point, I would say, it's a defensive system that is necessary to counter a very dangerous, growing missile and nuclear program on part of the North Korea. It's not aimed at a third country. It's not aimed at China. It's there only to provide a high-altitude missile defense against a very real, a very dangerous missile and nuclear program and the threats posed from North Korea. So going forward, what I would say is that I think that as the Prime Minister or the acting president has said, as General Brooks has said, that we expect policy continuity on the THAAD deployment in the months ahead.
근데 실제로 중국이 반발하면서 우리 한류가 중국에서 조금 거부당하는 조짐도 있고, 유커들이 한국에 덜어오는 경향도 있고, 또 중국에 진출한 화장품 업체랄지 이런 데서 일정 부분 타격이 실제로 있거든요. 그런 점에선 우리가 전시작전권 문제를 유보했듯이 뭐 중국에 굴복한다는 뜻이 아니라 좀 더 시간을 두고 이 부분을 생각할 여지는 없는 겁니까?
Well, what I would say is that the Chinese should focus their efforts on the North Korean issue. The reason that is necessary is their treaty ally, the North Koreans, are in violation of several UN Security Council resolutions and international law developing a nuclear and missile program, right? And it's prudent for the leaders of South Korea to deploy a purely defensive system to protect the citizens of South Korea. So I think the focus of the Chinese should be on the North Koreans and getting Pyongyang to stop, roll back, and eventually denuclearize the Korean peninsula something that, oh, by the way, the North Koreans agreed to do in the early 90s. So I think really, again, not to repeat myself, but the focus of the Chinese really needs to be on its treaty ally, the North Korea, and rolling back a very dangerous, internationally sanctioned nuclear and missile programs.
트럼프 당선인은 후보 시절에 한국에 대해서 이른바 안보 무임승차론을 제기했습니다. 그래서 그 한국에 대한 방위비 분담 요구가 거세질 거라는 우려가 한국에 실제로 있는 것도 사실입니다. 내년도 우리나라 경제 성장도 굉장히 낮고요. 그런 점에 비추어서 그것이 트럼프 당선인이 후보 시절에 단순한 캠페인성 구호였는지 아니면 실행에 옮기기 위한 대국민 약속이었는지 조금 말씀을 좀 여쭤봤으면 좋겠습니다.
Well, look, I won't say what the president-elect will or will not do. That's up for him to decide. That's why he's the president-elect. But I will make a couple of comments. First, what I would say is that, Korea is not a free rider, and in fact is very strong in terms of its contributions to the alliance. Mandatory conscription for military-aged males. I mean, that is a big contribution. 55% of non-personnel costs. The biggest U.S. military installation outside the United States that the Koreans are paying anywhere 92 to 96% of. 2 to 5% defense increases per year. Those are serious contributions to an alliance. And then in terms of our economic relationship, look, what I think we need to do is finish strong on KORUS implementation. To the extent we have trade disputes, we need to use the mechanisms that KORUS provides to resolve those disputes. But I think the next chapter in our economic relationship really needs to be addressing the issues that are just outside of KORUS, but ultimately affect many of the same sectors that we hope to unlock through KORUS. And what I mean by that is improving the investment climate, the business environment here in Korea to encourage additional U.S. investment, to encourage additional growth here in Korea, to help employment and prosperity on both sides of the Pacific. And I think there's an exciting chapter ahead in the economic relationship, especially if we focus on that area and really working together on those shared objectives.
트럼프 당선인이 선거 기간 동안에 이 FTA 부분에 대해서도 재협상 가능성을 열어놨었는데요. 대사님이 보시기에도 그런 여지가 충분히 있다고 보십니까?
Well, what I would say is that, look, we've come a long way on our economic relationship, and the numbers prove that we're headed in the right direction. I think that's the first point. The second point, though, is there's work to do. But I think that where the work should focus is what I just described. The general business environment, improving the investment climate, ensuring that fair, predictable, transparent regulations exist here in Korea that attract American companies to come to Korea, to partner with Korean businesses, to employ Koreans here, to ensure that there's growth in the United States that also employs Americans on that side of the Pacific. And I think that's really where the focus should be going forward. And I've said that in a number of speeches that I've given over the past couple of years.
알겠습니다. 북한 문제로 한번 가보고 싶은데요. 트럼프 당선인이 이제 그 후보 시절에 김정은 북한 지도자와 햄버거를 함께 하면서 뭐 얘기를 나눌 수 있다는 취지로 말을 한 적이 있었는데요. 뭐 잘 아시는 대로 남북 간에는 정상회담이 있었고 또 북일 간에도 정상회담이 있었는데 북 간에는 그동안에 정상회담이 한 번도 이루어진 적이 없는 것 같습니다. 양 국가 간의 정상회담 가능성 어느 정도 있다고 보십니까?
Unfortunately, Kim Jong-un, the North Korean regime, has chosen not to walk through that door. And we are disappointed about that fact. So as a result, we've shifted our diplomatic efforts while holding the door open to negotiations to unifying the other 5 parties of the 6-party talks, to adding more international opprobrium to North Korea's behavior, which is widely condemned by the international community, to adding economic sanctions to the North Korean regime, and finally strengthening our defense and deterrence posture here on the peninsula. Those 3 prongs, though, remember, are aimed at trying to sharpen the choice that Kim Jong-un has to make, and over time, try to encourage the North Korean regime to get back to the negotiating table, to engage in credible and authentic negotiations aimed at denuclearization of the peninsula. And again, this is something President Obama has been working on for 8 years. We are disappointed that the North Koreans, unlike the other 3 countries I mentioned, did not choose the path of negotiations. But it doesn't mean we should give up. We should keep trying. We should keep working. And with the concerted effort of the international community, we're hopeful that one day the North Koreans will come back to the table and engage in serious negotiations.
그동안에 북한은 미국의 새 정권 또는 한국의 새 정권이 들어설 때면 그 정권의 실력이 어느 정도인가를 알아보기 위해서 도발을 많이 감행해 왔던 것 같습니다. 이번에도 트럼프 정부가 1월에 출범하고 이런 앞뒤로 해서 도발이 있을 것이라는 그런 관측도 있고 실제로 6, 7차 핵실험 가능성 또 장거리 미사일 발사 가능성이 언급되고 있기도 합니다. 혹시 어떤 그러한 것에 대비하고 있는지 한번 여쭙고 싶습니다.
Well, we are always vigilant about the North Korean threat. It's why myself, General Brooks, Admiral Harris at Pacific Command, each and every day work on this issue to make sure that we're ready for each and every threat the North Koreans may pose. A second point, early in administrations, you're right, North Korea does have a history of testing new administrations. And, what I would just say to that on the optimistic side is perhaps there'll be an opportunity. And you'll recall that there was an opportunity early in the Obama administration with the Leap Day deal. Unfortunately, like virtually every other deal, the North Koreans cheated. They went back on their word, and it then shifted us into a different posture where we are today. But again, I think the hope is that the sanctions, the pressure over time will create an effect to sharpen the choice for North Korea to get them back to the negotiating table.
불가피하게 이제 트럼프 당선인 얘기가 자꾸 나오게 되는데 선거 기간에 이민 정책에 대해서 상당히 강경한 입장을 보여왔습니다. 그래서 한국 내에 있는 미국 취업을 희망하는 사람이랄지 아니면 미국에 살면서 영주권을 취득하고자 하는 사람들이 조금 어려운 상황을 겪지 않을까 하는 걱정들을 좀 하고 있는 것 같은데요. 본국을 대표해서 한 번쯤 그런 걱정을 하는 분들한테 좀 해주셨으면 좋겠는데요.
Sure, 3 points. First point, again, I won't speculate on what the president-elect will or will not do. That's up to him. But second, I would say Americans welcome and love Koreans in the United States. There is just a strong, rich history. You find Koreans and Korean Americans in virtually every walk of life doing great things, everything from studying in our universities to performing arts to being educators, professionals, making contributions to the United States. In that vein, you also see Korean investment in the United States, creating good-paying jobs in the United States. You look at the Hyundai Kia plants in the southern part of the United States. Look at the Samsung investments, right? These put to work Americans each and every day. So we want to find a way to make sure that Koreans can come to the United States, have a good time, whether on vacation, learn at our institutions, make investments. Those are good for the United States. Those are good for Korea. That is a win-win situation. Point 3, what I'm focused on is more local. And what we've tried to do is make it easier for Koreans to come to the United States. First, we've expanded the categories of visas that people can renew by mail. So they don't have to stand in line, so they don't have to come to the embassy. We've tried to make it easier for people to renew by mail so they don't have to come in person. Second, what we've tried to do is make sure that our businesses and Korean businesses in terms of investments are talking, right? Through the Select USA program, we've really tried hard that small and medium enterprises look for investment opportunities in the United States and vice versa. And finally, you've seen us upgrade our American presence post to a consulate in Busan. Now, we're not yet at the point where we are issuing visas there, but it's a step in the right direction. And look, if we can get there, it will save, on average, by our calculations, families $500 to $600 each time they have to come to Seoul and apply in person. So if we could get our consulate up in Busan, and we've made a first couple of steps under my watch, if we can get that going, that will also contribute to people ties in a very discernible, real way.
네, 잘 알겠습니다. 부산이나 영남 지역에 있는 분들이 좀 편해지실 것 같네요. 그 대사께서는 얼마 전 그 대학 강연에서 실패를 두려워하지 말고 무엇이든 결정해 그 길로 가보라 이런 말씀을 해서 이제 우리나라 젊은이들한테도 굉장히 고무적인 말씀을 해주신 것 같은데요. 근데 이제 잘 아시겠지만 한국은 여전히 이제 높은 취업 벽 때문에 소위 말하는 그 청년 실업에 따른 헬조선 또 흑수저 금수저론 그러니까 계층 사다리를 올라가기가 어렵게 됐다라는 젊은이들의 푸념이 많은 상태입니다. 그래서 미국에서 살아보시고 또 한국에서 살아보셨는데 우리 젊은이들한테 한 번 더 희망을 줄 수 있는 메시지 한번 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Well, first of all, what I would say is remember that you are in one of the great societies in the world that, quite frankly, is the envy of the world. I used to travel a lot to Africa and Latin America, and people ask me, how did the Koreans do it? So remember, you're in a good starting point. Second point, we at the United States want you to succeed. We're your treaty ally. We're one of your closest friends in the world, so we're rooting for you. And third, on a practical measure, we're working each and every day to ensure that American companies that are looking for investment opportunities can come to Korea, can invest, and create the kind of good-paying jobs here in Korea, but also in the United States, that both of our populations can enjoy in peace and prosperity.
네, 감사합니다. 그렇게 우리나라를 좋게 평가해 주시는데 좀 더 우리 젊은이들이 그런데 자신감을 좀 갖고 글로벌 시장에도 나가고 좀 그랬으면 하는 바람이 있습니다. 아울러서 이제 지금 외교관 생활을 하고 계시는데요. 한국에서도 이제 외교관을 꿈꾸는 사람들이 꽤 있습니다. 젊은이들이. 그 직업에 들어서기 위해서는 어떤 준비가 좀 필요한지 또 외교관이라는 거는 간단하게 말해서 어떤 일을 하는 건지 간단하게 소개해 주시겠습니까?
Well, I guess the simplest way is to define being a diplomat is to borrow a Korean phrase, good day talayo. You wake up every day and it's different. And it's something from North Korea to the economy to a town hall at a university, and it's great. It's a fantastic career. It's a rewarding career. I would encourage Koreans and Americans who are looking at diplomacy to really follow their dream. It's a rewarding career. You won't regret it. Second, to prepare to your question, I would say a couple of things. First, a well-rounded education, because what you find yourself as a diplomat doing every day is different. You have to make judgment calls and decisions, often based with less than all the information or all the facts. So you do your best through a well-rounded education to build those analytical and judgment skills. Second point I would make, travel. When you're young, travel, see the world. It will make you so much of a better diplomat. You will have different experiences. You'll have different friends. You'll have different contact networks you can rely on. So travel. And finally, language. I'm always impressed with our colleagues at MOFA and their ability to speak different languages really fluently. And look, if you're young, it's easier to learn a language. Trust me, I'm 43. I'm trying to learn Korean. It's very hard. Learn it while you're young. That's a very good piece of advice. So those three things, if you do all of those, you'll be in great position. And again, if you want to be a diplomat, follow your dream. It's a great career.
대사님께서는 이제 한국의 열혈 그 야구 팬으로도
맞아요.
많이 알려져 있고 저도 실제로 야구 경기를 보면서 그 관중석에서 뭘 드시는 모습도 보고 그랬었는데 MLB하고의 수준을 비교하기는 좀 어려울 것 같고요. MLB도 보시고 또 우리나라 야구도 보셨는데 한국 야구는 어떻게 다른지, 한국 야구는 무엇이 매력적인지를 좀 한번 듣고 싶습니다.
네. Well, first, what I would say is that the skill of KBO is very high. You now have 7 or 8 major league players that really, in the last few, have come directly through the posting system, right? Literally, one year the player is playing left field for the Doosan Bears, the next year left field for the Baltimore Orioles, right? And so that is showing that the skill level is very high in KBO. Second thing I would say that I really enjoy about KBO is obviously the fan culture. It is unique. It is fantastic. The cheering, the fan fans. It's an exciting sport here in Korea. And finally, what I would say is the food. It's fantastic, right? If you want to have great Korean food, you don't necessarily have to go to a shiktang. You can go to the yagujang and really enjoy everything from chimek to ojingol to kimbap to tteokbokki, all in a great atmosphere, maybe with a little mekju too. So it's a really fantastic environment. It's something I enjoy. It's really something my wife enjoys, and really we have just become huge, as you said, 열렬한 야구장 팬 됐어요.
두산 팬이신 거로 알고 있는데 혹시 거기 니퍼트라고 이름이 비슷한 투수가 있어서
Yeah.
좋아하시는 건 아닌가요?
Well, he has a similar. He's also from my home state,
Oh,
just a
really?
few hours away. So look, I think I became a Doosan fan in part because of the Fantastic Four, the rotation, which is so much fun to watch, but in part because the position players are a lot of fun. Everybody from OJ1, you know, lots of fun there. And then finally, the fan culture at Jamshil, and there just something clicked inside of me. And you know, rooting for a team is emotional experience. You often can't explain exactly why, but it just became my favorite team and still is today.
이제 대사님은 미국의 정권 교체로 인해서 이제 당이 다르시니까 인준 절차, 청문 절차를 또 생각하면은 또 그렇게 갑작스러운 교체는 아닐 거라고 생각되거든요. 혹시 여기서 언제까지 일을 하시게 될지 모르지만 대한민국에서 꼭 하고 싶은 어떤 일종의 버킷리스트 같은 게 있으면 한번 말씀해 주시겠어요?
The second point I would say is in terms of a bucket list, Korea is such a special place. Your bucket list in Korea would be endless. You really could spend decades in Korea. But what I would say is that, look, what I am focused on is obviously implementing the Obama administration policies to the best of my ability, facilitating a good transition in Washington. Third, obviously continuing to do what we've always done, which is focus on security and economics, but also all the people-to-people diplomacy and our New Frontiers efforts. And you know, I think it'll include another regional trip or two, getting down to Busan, Daegu, Gwangju. Those are very important places. And also trying to finish my self-appointed goal of visiting every single UNESCO site in the Republic of Korea before I depart.
알겠습니다. 저도 퀘션 리스트가 엔들리스 하지만 끝이 없지만 시간이고 바쁘신 줄 아니까요. 마지막으로 한 말씀 여쭙는 거로 오늘 인터뷰를 마감하도록 하겠습니다. 대사님한테 있어서 대한민국은 어떤 의미입니까?
It is just an inordinately special place. And I guess from the standpoint of two or three things. Both of my children were born here. You know, obviously the attack, which you mentioned, became a very special moment for me with all the support. And finally, just warm, fond memories. And it's just been, as a result, all of those three things not just met my expectations coming here, it dramatically exceeded my expectations. So I guess if you're asking me in a sentence, what does Korea mean? It's a place that always exceeds expectations.
오늘 오랜 시간 저희들과 함께 해주셔서 진정으로 감사드립니다.
네.
오늘은 주한미국 대사와 함께 미국 대선에 따른 한미 양국 관계에 대해 전망하고 미국 진출을 꿈꾸는 대한민국 청년들을 위해 취업을 비롯한 다양한 문제를 짚어보는 시간을 가졌습니다. 오늘 대담을 통해 자유와 기회의 땅 미국으로의 진출을 꿈꾸는 모든 분들에게 큰 도움이 되길 바랍니다. 월간특집 해외취업 주한대사에게 듣는다 시청해 주셔서 감사합니다.